And welcome, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. Daily news show. You know the shit. You've been here loads of times now because we're so big. We've got 13 subscribers. We're unstoppable. Kyle, how are we doing?
Good, yeah. Unfortunately, I know I was really hyped to crack on with the TikTok stuff. Unfortunately, I just didn't have any time today, even though I wasn't working. I just haven't got a chance to, and I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. So it's been delayed, unfortunately, but it is still gonna happen.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all right because got a lot of rumors today. You know, so obviously we're just gonna I'll address this now. Most of this stuff's rumors, so take that with a little pinchy of uh, pixie dust, and we're
Very,
just
very grain of salt.
no, it's pixie dust. Trust me, it's always been pixie dust. And let's just talk about this stuff. So as it is, let's say it's gonna happen. So obviously, me and Kyle did our first ever video was on the rumored Fantastic Forecast. We didn't upload it. It was just like a little test run. And in that video, it was Margot Robbie was Sue Storm, and Adam Driver was Reed Richards. Now, we reported 2 weeks ago, I believe, that Margot Robbie's dropped out, and that role's going to be going to Vanessa Kirby, the Invisible Woman, apparently. And last night they were reporting Adam Driver's now backed out last minute. And now, apparently, Marvel are looking at Matt Smith. So, what do you think of this potential casting?
Um, it sounds a bit more like a dream casting kind of thing. I mean, just look at him, like he looks like it. We obviously know he's a great actor.
Do you know? Do you
He'll
know?
be.
Can I just say one thing? I know I just told you to roll with it, but all I'm gonna say is, he just needs to do an American version of Doctor Who.
I think it'd be a bit more,
Serious, bit
a
more serious.
bit more serious, yeah. Because it's a family in it, so like they've all got like different things. So, obviously like Johnny Storm's the funny one. I'd like to see it. It's just the longevity of him playing this character. Because he is a big name, and if for whatever reason he's not wanting to stick with it, he's getting sick of Marvel or whatever, and he wants to keep doing what he does. I mean, he's a part of House of the Dragon, so and that's obviously going to be quite long term.
They've said that's going to be 4 seasons max.
But it's going to be over a number of years. So with Marvel, it's kind of the same thing. It's you don't have to film as much, and it'll be over. It'll just be he'll be in it long term. Um, but yeah, I mean, if they had to bring him into the MCU, that'd be a great way to do it. I can really visually see it, and actor wise, like
Oh,
personality wise,
he's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Now, for me, they couldn't lock down Adam Driver, and we didn't, even think of Adam Driver being an option until the option's put in your face. Same again with Matt Smith. This is an option now that it's been put in my face. That it's like, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. Do I like it as much as Adam Driver? No. Do I like it as much as John Krasinski, who played him in Multiverse of Madness? No. But Marvel always seems to settle for the third actor. I'm pretty sure Benedict Cumberbatch was the third person who they went for in for Doctor Strange. So Uh,
You know, I think it's quite funny and it's weird. So like the way the multiverse kind of works in the Marvel movies, it's when it comes to Sony, everyone looks different. So like the Spider-Mans all look different. Obviously Aaron Taylor Johnson was Quicksilver, but he's now Craven. Um, and it's all loosely connected through Spider-Man. Um, so like when the MCU does multiversal, I don't think they've ever done it where it's like someone else. Do you know what I mean? I
Loki
remember I sent you that meme. Actually, yeah, you're right, Loki shit, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
and Spider
Yeah,
Man.
so yeah, I do wish we had John Krasinski
That's
as
the number one pick. It is. Um, but if it's got to be anyone, I do like Matt Smith as an option. He can really portray being someone intelligent, like Doctor Who. Like when he's thinking and you see the cogs going in his head, you know. Now, does he look like he could be stretchy? He looks like he could stretch quite a lot. But even down to looks as well, though, he's got that jawline, that fucking, you know, obviously that Alex Ross comic book art next to him is doing a big service to him. It's like we'll find the picture of Reed Richards that looks the most like Matt Smith and put it next to him. But yeah, I see this working, and there's no wrong with adding talent. And could I see him and Vanessa Kirby working well together? Yeah. I'll have to get some American accents on them, unless they're going to do something crazy and make them British. Oh, mate, that would annoy people if they made the Fantastic Four British.
no, they won't.
Kyle,
That's
Kyle, you have no idea how annoyed Americans would get about that. Trust
no,
me.
I know, but they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. I think everyone would be like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" It's you know,
Baxter Building.
no, because you got to think as well. Like two of the Spider-Mans were fucking English, so
Yeah,
they
but
didn't turn, they didn't make it so fucking Spider-Man was from
oh yeah, no,
Brixton or
no,
something.
they didn't.
Little inside joke there.
Brixton. But yeah, I see this working. I do like Matt Smith a lot. I liked him. So when I was younger, I watched Doctor Who up to David Tennant, and then I stopped watching it. But then I came back to it later, and I was like, oh, I'll just watch the David Tennant stuff. But then I watched a little bit of the Matt Smith stuff, and I was like, I like this. And then I watched all the Matt Smith stuff because he was great in the role as well. Obviously, don't get me started on House of the Dragon. He's fantastic in House of the Dragon. Um, probably I think he has got the best line in all of Game of Thrones when he says he can keep his tongue. That is one of the best Game of Thrones lines of all time. So I think he could do it. He can play a smart, you know, cunning, deceiving, a little bit. Reed Richards in the comics has been known to be a little bit deceiving, especially with being a member of the Illuminati. So yeah, if this is true, I would not be mad at all. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to a little bit more Marvel. Captain America. It's wrapped up shooting. So obviously now there's just all the post production, getting all the VFX done and stuff like that. But it is done shooting. It's probably on target now to hit its July. It's July release date. I can't wait for this film. Is it my most anticipated film of next year? I'm probably going to give that to Deadpool, even though I am a massive Captain America fan. But I can't wait for this film. And now that it's finally shot, it's done, it's that step closer to happening. So, yeah, Kyle, what do you think? It's finished shooting?
I'm excited. Obviously we only got like really a tease in they changed it at the end. They called the show instead of Falcon.
Winter Soldier to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. I hope it does live up to its hype. I hope it ends up being a good movie. I hope it has a bit more groundedness to it. Obviously, with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think it had a really good thing before they changed plans because apparently it was going to be based like the thing they were going to really sort of tackle was a virus, um, which would have been great. Would have been great, like nice
Too
to
soon. Too soon.
yeah, but it would have been great, like a nice you know start of the Civil War movie. They're there trying to obviously it's just like a mission kind of thing, but it's a virus there, and it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
kind of bled into this a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And unfortunately, it was just completely changed, which sucks. So I'm glad that hopefully nothing we don't get another pandemic or something that gets in the way of the plot of it, because that would suck.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously they have to be cautious with it because it's going to be about like a little bit politics and stuff and
Captain America's
espionage.
always been political.
Exactly. So
So when people are like, don't put politics in comic book films, Captain America from day one has been political, even back in the
yeah.
comics.
So I hope that they do it justice and they do it where it serves the story. I want to see Marvel political stuff. I don't really want to see real world political stuff, to be
Yeah,
honest.
no. Which we're
It's
getting quite a bit of in Secret Invasion at the moment.
a little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm liking, like I said, I think the second episode is just so much better. The first episode, the more I think about it, the more I just like it was really disappointing. But then the second episode just stepped it up, and it was like I wish it just
Yeah.
started off this strong.
Right.
Um,
I got another question for you.
Mhm.
How well do you think a Captain America film can do without Steve Rogers?
Very well. I think a good example of it is Scarlet Witch, and Vision, WandaVision. That show was obviously it had a lot backing it because it was hyped. It was the first ever Marvel show.
It was first project of Phase 4.
Yeah. So but these are characters that were, you know, I don't want to say like, they did have elements to the MCU, when they first introduced, but they weren't like, you know, Falcon was more of a main character than Scarlet Witch and Vision. I'm just saying that. Like, yeah, they had story significance, like they did in Infinity War. What Vision had so much significance in that. It was just, still the main character of that film was Thor. Um, so these are characters that not everybody knows about. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is. Everyone knows who Captain America is. Not a lot of people know Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver unless and Vision, especially Vision. Vision's a very just out there, like a very
Yeah.
different character. The way he looks as well. Um, so with this, I think it's easily going to perform really, really well. If it gets good reviews, it will perform
Yeah.
very, very well. I think the only thing that'll hold this movie back, the only thing that'll stop this movie from doing really well, is just bad reviews and bad press around it. But it will still do well, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll do all right. I don't think it's, this is one thing to compare it to. I don't think it's going to do Black Panther numbers.
No.
No. But I think it'll do all right. Obviously, another notable person who won't be in this film is the Winter Soldier that we know of. Maybe there'll be a post-credit scene tying to Thunderbolts.
I kind of wish we got that because it feels like we're not getting anything with him in it other than Thunderbolts. I hope he gets something in it because I think it'd be cool. That way, then he's featured in every Captain America movie.
Yeah, yeah, no, but But we have got returning Isaiah Bradley from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
What a great little character that was. Who pops up occasionally in the show. And Joaquin Torres. The guy who was like Sam's like partner in the military. Who,
Mhm.
apparently he's going to be his own Falcon in this. So I think we're going to see a lot of flying combat. Um,
It wouldn't surprise me if that they show a scene of when Falcon was, you know, before he was when obviously he became the hero of the Falcon, but when he was serving in the military as like an undercover operative, I think it'll do really well in just showing how good he is at being able to do these sort of espionage things, and then we get to see him as Captain America, and it's just like
yeah,
it's just you know then we see that. So it starts off, with him like a flashback or something, and then obviously he's Captain America at this point in time now. It goes to present day, and we just see how fucking badass he is as Captain
he
America.
needs his own boat scene.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Like which kicked off the Winter Soldier. He needs his own boat scene.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like we're gonna get something along the lines of that. We're gonna get like a raid, like a tactical
well,
raid,
yeah,
but it'll just be
because
him.
let's be honest. Before the Winter Soldier came out, we had the first Avenger, which is a great film. And we had Captain America and Avengers. Steve Rogers was nobody's favorite character up until the Winter Soldier came out, and that the opening of that film is, oh my god, who knew Captain America could kick so much ass? So they really need to make a statement and open strong, which I think they will. Um,
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice nod to there'll be a nice nod to that film, absolutely.
yeah, and obviously they finished shooting this week in Washington DC, which is where a lot of the Winter Soldier takes place. In fact, a majority of the Winter Soldier. So yeah, overall, I'm excited. I just so happy it's happening. I didn't want Sam to be Captain America at first, but then when he got past the shield at the end of Endgame, I just thought of all the different possibilities, because if Bucky got the shield, it would have been more of the same. It would have been just more Steve Rogers, Super Soldier, throwing shield. The little creative things they did just at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier in that last episode were great. So he's definitely, I've always liked Sam as Captain America. I remember that final episode came out on my birthday, and we were both there watching it, like, oh yeah,
It was a good episode.
yeah. But it's wrapped, it's in the can, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. That we won't be hearing anything about writer strikes getting in the way and stuff like that. WGA strikes because it's been directed. Actor strikes because everyone shot the stuff. Well, they usually do pickups, but I'm assuming all this stuff will be out of the way by then. But yeah, super excited for Captain America: Brave New World. I was gonna say New World Order then. Captain.
That it sounds better, but it still doesn't sound good.
Captain America's my favorite character, so I could talk about this film for ages. But let's move on to another one of our most anticipated films, Superman Legacy. Apparently, Brendan Fraser, Oscar winner Brendan Fraser, is being looked at to play Jonathan Kent, Pa Kent, old Pa Kent, obviously Clark Kent, Kal-El's adopted dad on Earth. What do you think of this? Also rumored casting.
It'd be perfect. I know you haven't seen The Whale, but he's a father figure in that, and it's very emotional. Like it does hit hard, and he's a he's a great actor. He's great at doing action and stuff, but I don't think he's doing that sort of thing anymore. I mean, I
No,
know
no,
he was supposed to be Firefly or something in the cancelled.
Batgirl. Yeah,
Yeah, that was unfortunately canned. Um, but he can definitely nail the emotional beats of it. So I feel like if this is true and he does become, I don't think he'll be like what we saw in Man of Steel, where he'll be like really sort of strict or whatever. I feel like this will be a
Yeah,
very caring and I think he'll be like the heart of the film if he
right. I feel
was.
like I need to clarify that what that was. That wasn't a Nazi salute. That was Park Kent saying, "Wait there, Clark, don't
Yeah,
go."
maybe just flatten your
Yeah,
hand a bit
yeah.
more instead of.
But his hand were flat. Oh no, I don't think it was.
No, I'm pretty sure he goes like that.
All right. Well, anyway,
Arms are Nazi confirmed.
no. But I like this casting as well. I want nothing but good things to happen for this man. You know, it's weird, but he was like a big part of my childhood, and then he like disappeared. I loved the Mummy films when I was younger. Obviously, you have seen them.
I used to watch again I've forgotten his name. The dude who's in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. You're good better
Josh
with names than me.
Hutcherson.
He and Brendan Fraser were in a movie,
Journey.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. Looking back now, the movie wasn't that great, but it was such a fun movie as a kid watching it. I remember I was going around. I had the film already, but there was a 3D version out there somewhere. So I literally went around everywhere I could and tried to find this 3D version of the film. I found it.
Did it live up to the hype?
The opening scene did. Well, I'd say literally that the opening shot did, and then after that, it was quite. I can't watch this anymore. The color looks bad. Nothing's really 3D. I remember watching it the first time and I was like, it doesn't feel 3D anymore. After like the first shot was 3D and then after that it's not. Because basically what happens at the start is this little thing crawls up to the screen and has these weird little, antennas and it comes out at the screen and it looks really, really good. Like it was like fucking hell, that's pretty good that. And then the rest of the film is just like, like how they did 3D in cinemas and stuff when it was so unnecessary
Yeah.
kind of thing. It was like perspective kind of thing.
Like Avatar.
Yeah. So that's what it was like. I think that's just 3D in general, but yeah, no, I remember watching that film and I loved it as a kid. I thought he was, he was just great in it. It was just entertaining as fuck. So um, after seeing obviously now him take a more serious role,
Yeah.
in the whale. I can see it clear as day. Absolutely, he would be a dream casting to play as a father figure to Superman. I feel like that would do Brendan Fraser just so much justice, and it really sort of just hit home. Because I know for a lot of people, he was like, like you said, you grew up watching his films, so he was like the cool, you
Yeah.
know.
He was the cool action guy, but now to see him like settle down and take on this role, that's also nice. It'd be a good part to his legacy.
Yeah, because he's not done with comic book movies. Like I said, he was supposed to be in that cancelled was it Batgirl?
Yeah, well, he's in Doom Patrol as well. He was in Doom Patrol. He plays the robot man
Oh yeah.
in Doom
I
Patrol.
never watched it.
Neither did I.
And
No.
he was in the Looney Tunes film that they did where it was like mixed between live action and cartoon. That was good. I enjoyed him in that. I thought he was just again, it was a great movie watching it as a kid. So yeah.
Yeah, love this casting. If it's true, all the best to Brendan Fraser. Love that man. I want nothing but good things for him. So yeah, but anyway, let's move on to our next story. It's bit exciting, maybe. Don't know why every Friday we seem to be talking about Deadpool 3, but here we go again. Apparently, the 838 version of Wanda from Multiverse of Madness is going to be in Deadpool 3, and apparently, the story of Deadpool 3 is going to be a merger of the House of M and Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. So, where does that pique your interest? You know, like I say, this is just a rumor, by the way, but we're going to talk about it as if it was, if it was happening. What do we think if this is true?
It's very possible because they didn't really do House of M in WandaVision. I know it was like loosely based off of it, but it wasn't like. I mean, we've seen other movies, other comic book movies, and it's been like based on a storyline. And you know, say I think Civil War is like a good example because it was based. It was it was quite heavily based on the comic book. It's got Civil War in the title, but then it the whole Civil War. There was so much repercussions for this MCU going on
Yeah, yeah.
after it. So
Like,
it,
when Civil War just came out, the amount of people who were saying, "Oh, Civil War was a pointless film," they pretty much made up in the end. Oh my god, did Civil War fucking doom the rest of that universe? You know, because if Avengers: Infinity War came out a week after Civil War, people wouldn't be saying that. They'd be like, "Oh my god, why didn't they stay together?" Because now Thanos has just won.
mm. But yeah, no, I don't think House of M has been told fully yet. I feel like it's taken elements from it. The MCU is not going to do a story and call it House of M, um, unless it's called House of M, unless it's in the title, really. But they can do House of M still. There's still loads of elements that they didn't use for the supposed House of M adaptation, which was supposed to be WandaVision. There's loads of ideas, loads of stories that just don't happen in the WandaVision show.
Hmm.
But that does take elements from House of M. So I could see it. Yeah, I think it would be interesting. I just hope it doesn't. I love Scarlett Johansson. I
Don't we
love
all?
Scarlet.
Don't we all?
I love Scarlet Witch. I love the character. You know, I've never been objective to seeing more of a character. She's fucking awesome. Um, and she got her own show. I love that.
Oh yeah,
And
Wanda.
then she was,
I'd say Wanda is in my top 5 MCU characters.
yeah, absolutely, clearly.
Definitely.
And she was obviously like the bad guy in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which I thought was very cool.
I think she was the best part of that film as
Yes,
well.
I agree. I agree. Here's the thing though, I don't want that to overshadow what they do with Deadpool, because I
Yes.
want a very Deadpool. I want this movie main characters in this to be Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yeah.
and then everyone
Well,
else.
that's let's just run through the rumored cast right now for Deadpool 3. We'll go over official cast because that's all confirmed. That's like pretty much your normal cast from the other Deadpool films, minus Brolin and Zazie Beetz, who haven't been confirmed yet. But they're talking Channing Tatum, Taylor Kitsch both playing a Gambit variant, Mobius from Loki making appearances, making an appearance in there. Ben Affleck as Daredevil.
Mm.
I even seen a rumor online the other day that someone's gonna bring in Danny DeVito as Wolverine. Whoever came up with that's a fucking absolute mad lad. You know, great theory.
Out of all of them as well, I think they're all really good. But that Danny DeVito one, I think that's
Yeah,
gold on that.
I'd have to look into who's been saying that.
Yeah.
But now I didn't wonder. What? Why
I
is this
hope it's not
film getting too
over.
crowded?
That's what I was about to say. I hope it doesn't. It'd be cool to see. I think if they're gonna do it, she needs to have like a small part in this movie.
Yeah,
Um, just because I want this to be a Deadpool and Wolverine film. If they want to do the House of M stuff later on, um, they, I absolutely do it. Just give it its own movie, because it's a big story. But like I said, they can take elements from House of M and just somewhat implement it a little bit into obviously Deadpool 3.
a way I see them getting around this is, like, screen time wise, is maybe Captain America: Civil War in it, because Civil War is a Captain America film with Iron Man, so maybe give Deadpool the Captain America screen time, like percentage wise. Give Wolverine the Iron Man screen time percentage wise, and then all these other characters sprinkled around can be, all our other Avengers who appeared in Civil War. Who feel like they're in the entirety of the film, but when you break it down, the screen time, it's maybe 10 minutes.
I was just thinking it would be quite funny if Deadpool opens a movie and he's like, obviously I said before, Logan died in he had the little thing and he's like, guess who's dying in this film movie or something like that. And, just taking the piss. I think it would be a great way to start. It's like, oh, the the MCU did like a big team up, Avengers, and then they broke it all apart, and then they did a whole, multiverse thing. And it's like, we're gonna fucking do everything in this film.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna do that and more. That'd be pretty cool.
For some reason, I want like Deadpool to like sneak up on Thanos, like while he's wearing the gauntlet, and start taking the stones out of him while he's sleeping or something.
I mean, it would not surprise me if he goes into a universe, meets an Ant-Man. It wouldn't surprise me if we see Paul Rudd as Ant-Man in this, just for like a little split-second cameo.
Yeah.
And he hops into a universe where Ant-Man actually did go up Thanos' butt, because I know that was a thing. That would not surprise me at all.
Now, we fought for a long time. At the end of this film, Deadpool is going to end up in the main timeline MCU. The rumors have been so far have all been Fox-related projects, which is going to be jumping to multiversely. This is the first one we've heard about, which is MCU canon. So, brings it that one step closer.
I wonder what they do with it. I mean, maybe she's the reason why the mutants are no more mutants, and it's like, well, they've got to go fucking somewhere. I mean, when Thanos snapped his fingers, people didn't just go into nothing. I'm pretty sure like they went into the Soul Stone. So who knows what they're gonna do?
Well, is that true? Because the version of that Soul Stone was destroyed, so therefore that'd be destroying all them souls. And they used another Soul Stone. So I think it was just nothingness they faded into.
Yeah, but have you seen in Quantum Mania and those like 5 little stones, and people are saying those are the atomized versions, particles from the stones? Have you not seen it?
Wouldn't it be 6?
True. Still, cool idea. We'll have to wait and see what they do with it. I don't know.
I think we'll find out a lot more about Deadpool. Like we said last week, we're gonna find out so much about Deadpool over the coming weeks. The shooting right now. So every week there's gonna be something new at least. Some of it's gonna be bullshit. Some of it's gonna be dead on. But we're just talking about this as movie fans and what we've heard. So yeah, I think that'll do us today. A bit of a shorter episode. Obviously, we want to maybe break some of this down, make some shorter videos out of it. I'd still need to, because I was going to upload the Indiana Jones review last night. Cut it off the back end of that video, but I cut it. I went to go upload it, and then the file was corrupted. The one that I cut out, so I'm going to need to do that again. But yeah, anyway, anything you want to add, Kyle, before we go?
I'm still going to be doing the whole comedy little videos. They're going to be. I think we'll probably make them informative, but we'll just add a bit of humour to it. Just to, like I said last night, just kind of branch out and try to do something a little different, see what works, what doesn't, and go from there.
Yeah, no, definitely. This weekend, I know I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now, I am definitely going to do my Batman ranking video this weekend. You know, I've had the video ready to go for ages. It's just finding the time to do it. I've been busy the past 2 weekends, so but I'm free this weekend, so I'm definitely gonna get into that. So yeah, another great week. You know, 13 subscribers now. You know, our videos are getting, you know, a decent amount of views for a smaller channel as well. So if you are here, you've made it to this point, subscribe. You know, you could say you've been with us from the beginning. You know, the very beginning. How great would that be? You know, I might even be your friend if you've gotten on. Kyle won't, though. Kyle hates people in general. You can just tell by looking at him. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, show us to your mother, and comment on the video. We're going to reply to them all. Unless, you know, they're dumb, then we're not going to reply to it. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.